Ask Susan live Q&A, the place to be, every Sunday. And we're going to wait for some people to pop on, the algorithms to hit that we are on live. So welcome, 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 playing with you from Montreal. It's a beautiful, beautiful day, not lots of snow, just come back from Mexico. So just really, hey, Julie, how you doing? Just really picking up and popping in with the question for you. Are you creating your life as an adventure? By that, you'd actually have to be living in the question, right? So what questions do you have about creating your life? And let me know, because that's what we're going to be playing with today. So if you're here and you're new, pop in with your questions. It's your questions that actually create where we go and how we go with this conversation today. And tag a Ask Susan member. If they should be on here, you know that. Tell them to get on in here. Are you creating your life as an adventure? Are you living in the question of your life? Now, a lot of people say, well, Susan, I ask questions. There's a huge difference between asking a question and be willing to live in that question. Hey, Nancy, welcome, welcome. As you pop on, tell us where you're from. Yeah, there's so many people from around the world that pop into Ask Susan. If you're listening to this on a replay, put hashtag replay. So I know where you're coming from and how I can assist you. So what questions do you have about living the adventure called life? I mean, life is not what happens to you. Life is what you create. Hey, and welcome, welcome. Right? Life is what you create. And this life is an adventure. It shifts and changes. And when we're willing to be in the question of our lives, it's totally different than asking a question and sitting back and waiting for something to happen, right? Life is not what happens to you. Life is what you create. So if you're having questions about what's coming up for you, about living in the question, being the question of your life, let me know. Write them in here. I'll check it out. Even if you're on the replay, I always come back every day and see what people are asking about and what questions they have. So today we're going to be playing with really the adventure of living by being in the question. So what does that look like? Well, how many of you are on automatic? How many of you say, okay, I took this course and it says this is the way I should wake up in the morning, or this is the way I should go to bed at night, or whatever that is, and you're trying really hard, and actually how many of us can follow what somebody else's life looks like, right? Hey, Sonia, welcome. It's more about what is the adventure of your life. What does that look like for you? Are you willing to shift and change and be in the question of your life? Right? Does it work for you? What is it that's not working for you? And some of the questions that I love to play with are as very simple as, so what's right about this I'm not getting, right? What's right about this I'm not getting? Maybe you're working really hard and trying to create something and you just keep hitting these walls. Well, what's right about that you're not getting is are you writing it for somebody else? Are you creating your life for somebody else? Hey, Maureen, welcome. Are you living your life as an adventure for somebody else's adventure? Isn't that silly? Yeah. So once again, life isn't what happens to you. Life is an adventure to be created with, right? And if you're willing to be the question of your life, if you're willing to ask, so, what is this? What is this, right? What is this? What can I do with it? Can I play with it? It being your life, are you willing to play with your life? And what if every day was an adventure of discovery of you? Hey, Christine, welcome. Was a discovery of you and what it is that you're capable of, and going beyond what you've decided you're capable of and into your capacities of being the question of your life, being in the question of your life, not having an answer. Being in the question of your life is about discovery. Hey, good morning, Christine. It's about discovery. It's discovering every day. What is body? How would you like to move? So I wonder, what other ways can I be playing with my body, with money, with sex, with relationships? What else is possible? And truly willing to live that. There's so many people that go to the end and decide what it's going to be like, and then don't even go on the adventure. And that's what they get. What you ask for is really what you get. If you ask for safe and normal and boxed in, you're going to get boxed in. Not sure about safe because there's no such thing. But, again, what are you asking for as the adventure of your life and living? Let me know. Is this hitting for people? Let's see some thumbs up or some hearts. I always want to know if we're in the right zone. Usually, yay, thanks. Hi, Nina. Usually what's popping for me is generally what's popping for you guys. And that's why I bring it to the fore. Oh, I got a thumbs up. Yeah. You know, for a while there, I was looking at my age, my life, where I am in the spectrum of this reality. And it's like, oh, well, I have to start giving away stuff. I have to. And all of a sudden I was asking myself, whose reality am I living? Right? And anywhere that you've decided you have to be or create your life for someone else's endpoint of how you should be living your life or who you should be living your life for. There's no adventure in that. I came to the awareness of like, oh, well, if I don't get rid of all this stuff, somebody else will. And, you know, and that was like, oh, okay, that's off my shoulders. Yeah. So what is it you've decided you have to do or how you have to be? That has nothing to do with the adventure of life and living. Adventure of life and living is the senses, it's the taste, it's the sound, it's the awareness that truly there's so much more possible. It's not about having to have more possible. It's about being in that space of being in the question, does this work for me? What's greater here for me? And it's not greater as in you are now living lesser, but what is this that could actually add greatness to my life and living? Am I going for that? Are you going for the greatness of the adventure of your life and living, or have you settled? Right? And if you've settled, wow, that was an interesting choice. What else is truly possible here that you could start to play with? Yeah. Questions, anything popping for people? For me, it was just a huge awareness of how many people aren't willing to, you know, well, let's say it another way. How many of you have been told, don't rock the boat? Don't fix it if it's not broken. Be happy for what you have. You have more than anybody else. Be grateful. You know, how many of you were told at a very young age, be grateful, as if it was a punishment, when there's actually no acknowledgement of you in there, right? There's a graciousness to acknowledgement. There's a graciousness to life and living and taste and being aware. Oh, I got a thumbs up on that one. Thank you so much. Yeah, often. Yep. And so, you know, my mom, at one point I had my girls tutored, and my mother used to say, your children are lucky they can go to a tutor. And it was almost like a punishment rather than, wow, how does it get so cool? I found this amazing tutor that clicks in with my kids and explains the information they need to know in order to function in the school system. It's your point of view creates your reality. Hey, Maureen, it's how you choose to, hey, Sybil, how you choose to live with all of this, right? And this being your life. Yeah. So it's the adventure of life and living. I wonder what this could create. If it's not creating, let it go. Or maybe now is not the time. Another great question to ask is, it's now the time for this. And if it's not, let it go. Right? We shift and change. The molecules shift and change. I was so grateful as I've been traveling. Oh, I got some thumbs up on that. Yeah, let me see some hearts and thumbs up if this is ringing for you. As I was traveling, I've been traveling a lot over the last month. And everywhere I've been, there's been someone who is either ailing or whatever that is. And I just put my hands on them and run some body processes. And it reminds me of who I be. Right? By reaching out beyond someone else's reality. Like the other night I said, hey, just give me your foot. And is that okay with you? Would that work for you? Oh yeah. So I'm just holding his foot as I'm talking to him at someone's house, and all of a sudden the swelling goes down and his leg shifts and changes. And for me, I said to a friend of mine, I love putting my hands here because it reminds me of who I be. You know, how many times do we get locked into, I'm this kind of person, or I'm that kind of person, or I have to represent myself as this kind of person, to sell, to buy, to have sex, to have a relationship, whatever that is for you. Well, what if you let it go and join the adventure of life and living and choose to dip into all of your capacities when it's called, when you get that nudge, right? Yeah. Again, let me see your questions. If there's something popping up for you, are you living the adventure of your life, right? Your life is not what creates you. You create your life. You create your life. You create your living. You have choice. You have the capacity to live in the question. And I wonder what that could create. It's kind of a cool thing to go back and just pop into the, maybe the last 6 months and start acknowledging what you are creating, not what you haven't done. Hey, Alonka, welcome, welcome. Right? If you're willing to, hi, Alonka, thank you so much. If you're willing to just look over the last 6 months and write down just, oh, cool, I actually generated this, or, whatever that is for you, that pops for you. We're taught to go back over and fix. Well, what if there's nothing to fix? What if it's just that graciousness of acknowledgement of who you are and how you are and what you are creating? 'Cause that's the adventure of discovery. We often forget to acknowledge all of our capacities. That's the adventure of discovery of your life and your living. And that's what I'm asking for you to play with this week, is start asking for the adventure of life and living every day, right? No matter what it looks like. Could be while you're on the bus on the way to work. Could be whatever that is for you. Oh, I got thumbs up for that. Yeah. Ask, I wonder what adventure I can create here. I mean, isn't it more fun to, all those, yeah, I love the hearts, all those synapses going, who can I play with? What could that look like? Yeah. Lori Hurst Farrell. Okay, thanks, Alonka. So, yes, please, 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 thanks, Alonka. Tag an Ask Susan member. Tell them to get on in here. And really, what is it that what adventure is your life for you right now, right? And would you be willing to be in the question? And would you be willing to just reach past and ask yourself, what adventures can I have today that I haven't been willing to actually be aware of, that are tugging at me, right? Could be something you've never done before, right? Could be a way that you're moving that you've never moved before. What is it that you're asking to play with, that you've decided you have to learn that you already know? I mean, there's so much, I talk about that all the time. There's so much pouring in on the internet of, learn this in 5 days, or match this up, or whatever that is for you, that tugs at you. My question would be to ask yourself, is this matching the vibration of what you're asking to create with your life and your living? We talk about going out 12 months from now, getting a sense of that, who, what, how you be, but does this match that vibration? And if it doesn't, let it go, right? Whether it's somebody said to me this week, this ridiculous information about your body and food. And when I say it's ridiculous, because for my body's like started to laugh when we heard it. She actually believes it. And it's about fasting from this time to this time and eating only this from this to this. There's no question there about asking your body, does this work for you? What would you like? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But it's ridiculous if you're not willing to go on the adventure of actually enjoying your body, right? Hi, Bruno. Welcome, welcome. So, again, any questions popping for you? The adventure of your life and living is ongoing, right? The adventure starts when you choose a body. And then what is it that you'd like to play with? How would you like to play with your body? Our bodies require heat and food and clothing and whatever that is. Oh, that requires some income. What are you playing with your income? Does it work for you? Is it an adventure for you? Are you stuck somewhere where you've decided what you can or can't have? Again, whether it's money flows, whether it's sex, whether it's relationships, what is it that you've decided is just sucks and you're stuck with it and it's not an adventure? Would you be willing to let it go and start to just expand out and ask for the adventure? When you're eating food, before you just chuff it down, would you be willing to just acknowledge the food on your plate and the adventure that your body is having by ingesting this food, right? It's not difficult. It's more something we've never been taught, right? To be in the question of everything you do and be. And that's the adventure of life and living. And let me know what pops for you. I know there are a lot of people coming in later. Write in your questions. I'm there for you. I read them every day. And if you want to dive deeper, come on over and have a private session with me and see what that can create for you. If you go to private sessions on SusanLazarHart.com, we have a free discovery session, and let's see what we can shift and change for you. I've got your back. I've been there. right? For me, life has always been an adventure. When I kind of go back and think, oh, wow, I was hitchhiking through Mexico when I was 17. I was milking cows in Israel when I was 19. I was married with kids and doing my undergraduate degree when I was 27, 28. It doesn't matter. The timeline has nothing to do with the awareness of start acknowledging for you. When have you said yes and you followed your knowing? That's the adventure, right? What if there was nothing sure? Right? Nothing sure. Would you be willing to start living in the adventure of your life? And what questions can you ask that could shift and change you out of where you're being stuck and into more? Sybil, thank you. My love life is an adventure, sometimes more than I like. I love that, Sybil. Totally. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I've been with Ricky for over 40 some odd years. And yeah, you got your hills, you got your valleys, and you got your questions. Yeah, definitely. Love that. Definitely. Anything else popping for people? Any questions or comments about what we just talked about? I love hearing from you. And if there's something that you would like to have a discussion about, let me know. Oh, by the way, I put a poll on Ask Susan, and it was really interesting. I'm just looking at it now. I'd love for you to get in there on the Ask Susan Facebook with Susan Lazar Hart, and just let me know. There were a lot popping for relationships, with money, with future, with self-love, with family, finances, health. There's a whole poll there. I'd love to see what's tugging at you. What is it that you would like more of? And I'm curious. What adventure would you like to have with all of these? Alanka, adventure with money. Yes, definitely. Absolutely. How many people have so many fixed points of views about money, where it comes from, how it goes, what it is, what it isn't, without the adventure of, so if I invest in this, what will this create in my life and my living? Will this add to my life? Is money an adventure for you? How many of you were told that money is serious, that you have to, penny saved, penny earned, whatever those expressions are, you have to work hard for it. What is that? Is that an adventure? Money, would you be willing to make love to money? Would you be willing to have a sensual relationship with money? I wonder what that could create for you and for your money. I wonder. Muskan, Susan, sorry, I'm going to see the light here. Susan, what questions can I ask for deep sleep? For some months, I keep waking up every 15 minutes. Fantastic. So first of all, how do you get ready for sleep? A lot of people, the last thing they do is look on their cell phone. Well, you have something here called the pineal gland. And the pineal gland is created to recognize, one of the purpose of the pineal gland is to let your body know when to wake and when to sleep. So if you're looking at this light of your phone and it's going right into the pineal gland, or if you sleep with your phone next to your bed, right, your body's aware, right? Do you when you can't sleep, do you reach over and look at your phone? There's so much of that energetic, electrical, magnetic fields that you don't want to be sleeping around and you don't want to be sleeping with. So that would be one of my questions. Again, if you're waking up every 15 minutes, check in with your body. Check in with your thyroid. Check in with your body and ask, what is it? How are you preparing for your sleep? And what is it that your body requires to sleep with? Our bodies shift and change all the time. Does your body need a little bit more magnesium before you go to bed? What is it that your body is looking for? Check in with your organs. When we sleep, our organs recalibrate. So is there something that your liver, your kidneys, your heart is requiring that we haven't given it? That's what I would say. And one of the things that I do when I wake up in the middle of the night is put one hand on my heart and the other hand just below my belly button. And I just, okay, body, take whatever it is that you require. And I just kind of like float out there. Yeah. That's what I would, Muskan, it's like sleep is a huge, huge, huge question. And it's really, how do you prepare yourself for sleep? And what electromagnetic fields are you surrounding yourself with? And also, what are you aware of? That's the other question I might ask is, what is it that I'm aware of when I'm waking up every 15 minutes? Yeah. Muskan, I turn my phone on airplane mode before sleeping. Yeah. Well, what I would do is take your phone and put it in another room. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see, Jane, what adventure of thriving I haven't chosen yet. I love that. Absolutely. I love that. Thank you so much, Jane. Adventure is thriving. We're made to change. We're made to shift. We're made to choose. We are created. We have choice. And when we're not doing that, we're just surviving. So yeah, great. Absolutely. What energy, space, and consciousness can my body and I be to thrive in the adventure of life and living for all eternity? I love it. Muscan, I turn my phone off. Great. Okay. What about thyroid is related to sleep? I'm not going to give you the information on here. I want you to do some research. All right. There's all kinds of things. Your thyroid is a regulator for your body. All right. So now that you have this information, go look it up and see what it is. Again, it's about being present with your body. I see a naturopath, homeopath once a month, and I check in with my body and see, where I am, and that works for me, right? I got a lot of thumbs up on that. That works for me. Our bodies shift and change as we shift and change, right? So what might have worked a long time ago might not work now. Check in with your body. Right? For a lot of people before going to sleep, they put their legs up. It's a yoga position, right? Their back's on the ground and their legs are up. Again, check in. Start doing a little research. Check in. What is it your body desires, right? For myself, just reading, or actually for me, it's painting just before I go to bed. And they're just silly things. I'm just looking around for sketches. It's just silly stuff. It's not like, oh, this is going to be a master painting. There's no adventure in already deciding what something's going to look like. But for me, it's just play. And how much are you willing to give yourself the gift of play before you go to sleep? Yeah. Television is not a good idea to sleep with. Nope. It might. Oh, you're so welcome, Muscan. It might. I'm not going to say it is or isn't. Hi, Bagtal. Mwah. Does it work for you? If it works for you, that's great. For myself, I know opening the windows, having air come in, as making the room as dark as possible. We were created to rise with the sun and sleep with the sunset. We've changed all that with all of these wonderful appliances we're using right now as I'm talking to you, right? Be aware, right? Your body is going to shift and change as you shift and change in what you surround yourself with, right? So check out your environment. That's what I would say. Emotionally, your heart, and your physical environment. And I say heart because it's like, where are you coming from when you go to sleep, right? It's like you can't park the car in the garage and hit the wall. That's what we do when we go to bed with all of this drama and trauma and cell phones and everything on, and the motor's still going out there. Give yourself the space. I have sleepy time tea. I just give myself that space of loving me, right? And being present and letting go of everything that hasn't been working for me, letting go of all my expectations, just letting go. And when I wake up in the middle of the night, I go to that space again. I just listen to my breathing in and out, and I start acknowledging the people around me that are contributing to me. My body fills with that sense of space and warmth and acknowledgement and graciousness, right? And so you get a sense of that. Right now I can just kind of have a nap. You get a sense that when you go to sleep and willing to commit to, even if you wake up in the night, ask which of your organs are requiring extra attention, and just start acknowledging all of those people that you surround yourself with that are gifting you, and see what changes. Yeah. You meditate. Sybil meditates. Yeah, that helps me with sleeping. Hi, Nikki. Welcome. Hold on. Let's see what other comments. Camellia, my screenplay project doesn't work. I can't meet the right people. Hold on. We'll get to that in a second. Hi, Ritu. Ask me a question, Camellia. My screenplay doesn't work. I can't meet the right people is not a question, right? So you're going to, I totally get where you're coming from. You're going to get what you're asking for. If I say my book isn't working, I can't write it. That's basically I'll be having a book that isn't working that I can't write. So it's really, if you're anything that you're creating, start asking, so who's out there that I can attract to assist me? What are you looking for? Are you looking for assistance? Are you looking for promotion? Are you looking for money, finances? What are you looking for, right? So when we say a project isn't working, ask the project. Start asking the project what it requires. And listen, right? Like ask the project what it requires and start to listen. Yeah. Bagtel, thank you. So good to see you. So good to see you too, Bagtel. Hey, Kelly. Yeah, for all of you it's not about, as soon as I hear myself say something isn't working, I know I'm not on an adventure of life and living anymore. Right? I got a thumbs up on that. Yeah. As soon as I say to myself, I can't do something, I know I'm not on the adventure of life and living. Camelia says, thank you. You're so welcome, Camelia. So it's really asking, what is it that you're creating with? Does it work for you? If not, how can you shift and change it? How can this be an adventure? So everywhere, for everyone, as you're creating your life, in your life, everywhere you've gone to a decision of what it's going to look like and how it has to be, stop. Stop the madness. I mean, I've done that, looking ahead 20 years, I'm like, where the hell am I going? Right? Where have I decided? What have I decided that life will be at 80 or 90 or 100? What if I actually lived life presently in the adventure of life and living and let that take care of itself? Yeah. Muskan Jane, I like the way you have so many wonderful questions to make it easy. Thank you. Oh, thank you for all your questions. Thank you, Muskan. Thank you for jumping in with your questions. I mean, that's why I look forward to being every Sunday with you all, because it is being in the question of our lives. What questions can we ask today? And it doesn't have to be a question. It can be the energy of being the question, right? You see that with little kids. It's like, can I? Are we? Let's go. There's no, right? There's no, if I go, then this will happen. It's more like, let's go. Oh, I'm going to show you something. I love this. This is one of my little grand beings. Look she's on an adventure, right? She's on an adventure. She's all dressed up and she's taking her bunnies for a walk, right? It's like, okay, I love this. I keep it next to my desk. It reminds me of who we be and what we be. Oh, I got thumbs and hearts on that one. Yeah. It reminds me of who we be and what we be. And really, what if every day for you was that, what am I going to wear? How am I going to be? Who am I going to play with? And what can I create today that would add to the adventure of my life and living? So everywhere you've decided, life is like this, and then we have the adventure. Cut it out. Let it go. Hey, Jocelyn. It's about being really present with what adventure can I play with today. I wonder what that could look like. And add in what you know. Add in the senses you're asking for. I already have a kind of a sense of my body's giving me information about what I'm going to have for dinner. And I'm like, ooh, it's going to be spicy. We're going to, okay, cool. Now, how does it get any better than that? Right? Allow the adventure of your future to contribute to your present. But you have to be an allowance. No judgment. No. More like, oh, cool. So I wonder what this could look like. And start asking your creations to talk to you. Like I was asking my dinner to talk to me. What are you going to be like? What's you going to taste like? Where would you like to be? Yeah. Sonia, thank you so much with smiling greetings. Thank you, Sonia. Bagtal, love it. And kids don't need to pay rent. Well, that's an interesting point of view, Bagtal. I would just say love it and leave it like that. Because everywhere we have a codicil, everywhere we attach something negative to what is possible, that's what we're going to get. Right? That's what we're going to get. And you don't really know how many kids don't need to pay rent. Right? That's a whole nother world. That's a whole nother reality out there. Yeah, definitely. All right. Everything that just brought up. So thank you all. If no more questions, I'm going to love you and leave you. And please, please, please write in during the week. What adventures are you having? What adventures are you creating that you weren't even aware of? And I wonder what else is possible. What if this week was the most... Thank you, Christine. Christine says thank you. What if this week was one of adventure, of taste and touch and whatever sound, what you're putting on your body? Do you think that might contribute to how you are creating and what you are creating? Right? Because it's like, I wonder what else is possible. Let's see. Live boldly, love greatly, and be that fearless leader that you came to be. Thank you, Fernanda. Thank you. I adore you all. And again, if you want to dig deeper, go to private sessions, SusanLazarHart.com, and sign up for a free discovery session. Let's see if we can discover what it is that's holding you back and where you'd like to go. I'm there for you. And again, I look forward to your comments, and go into the poll on Ask Susan and let me see what's popping for you. What is it that you want to hear more of? Because that's what this is all about. It's all about you. It's all about me. It's about us creating something totally different by living in the question. Love you too, Bagtail. All right. Hey, Fernanda. Thank you. Mwah. See you all next Sunday on Ask Susan Sunday Live. And come on in with your questions. I love it. Hey, bye-bye, Christy. Bye.